Do you know where Brian is on Delmarva? I don't think I do, but that's what we've been trying to figure out.
Here is what we know so far. The location, once called Clark's Corner, and it was eventually named after a railroad chancellor. So what are you thinking?
I don't know. I have no clue. I'm going to go with Clarksville. How's that sound?
I'm going with Clarksville because obviously it was named after a guy named Clark, and then Railroad Chancellor Clark, who purchased all the land in the area from the King of England at the time. So I'm going with Clarksville.
Clarksville are your guys' guesses. And let me just tell you that you guys are wrong. You're wrong. Per the usual, let's go to the map and you'll see that this afternoon I am in Kent County, Delaware, in the city of Harrington, which has turned into a snow globe today. So Harrington sits right along Route 13 between Felton and Greenwood. Now here's a history lesson on the city. It started out as a country crossroad known as Clark's Corner. It was developed where 6,000 acres of forest once stood. In 1780, one of the area's first European settlers built a home and tavern here. Now the tavern then became a stop for many stagecoaches. Farmers then began to barter their goods here, so it seemed like the ideal place for a railroad stop when the Delaware Railroad put a junction here in 1856. This allowed travelers to gain easy access to cities up north, such as Wilmington and Philadelphia. The railroad helped increase growth and population, and in 1862 the city was named Harrington in honor of Samuel Maxwell Harrington, who was the chancellor of the Delaware Railroad, and that was one of my clues. The city was then incorporated in 1869. Every year, thousands of people flock to Harrington for one of the biggest attractions, the Delaware State Fair on the grounds of the Harrington Raceway and Casino, held every July. The city is roughly 2.4 square miles in size, and the population right around 3,500 people. Per the usual, Jimmy and Lisa, good guesses. I told you Harrington has turned into a snow globe today. So with that said, we'll send it back to you guys in the nice, warm studio.
Oh, yes, it is. Very warm in here.
There are no giant snowflakes falling.
And we want to thank you for watching Delmarva Life. Join us tomorrow. We're back to bundling up, and with this frigid cold, let me ask you a couple of questions. Can cold air make you sick? And do allergies really go away in the winter? We separate fact from fiction when it comes to old man winter.
One thing is for sure, it's definitely cold and flu season. We're going to find out how many of the things we do every day without even thinking could be putting us at an increased risk of getting sick.
We've learned this week how a lack of sleep can make us sick, but did you know it can also contribute to an increased appetite? Tossing and turning can even affect how you grocery shop. We'll learn how.
Plus, we'll meet a man who is able to manage his chronic heart condition at home. He's doing it with a system called telehealth, and we're going to learn how it works.
Well, we certainly love our kids. That's why we make it a priority to protect them, find out the dangers that could be lurking in your home that you may not realize could injure your children or even your grandchildren.
Okay, where is Brian? Maybe not so good, but we're still riding high, fresh off our win from our last recipe challenge against WBOC meteorologists Dan Satterfield and Mike Lichniak. We're going to try to keep that momentum going when we take on WBOC's Karen Campbell and Chanel Douglas.
Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva. Don't go anywhere. WBOC News at 6 starts right now.